So why do we only cook whole turkeys once a year? Because they're big, they're unwieldy, they take up a lot of room in your oven, they cook unevenly. But with a few tricks and tips here that I'm going to show you, we're going to get you a beautiful smoked turkey that's going to be juicy, flavorful, and be something that all your friends and family are going to absolutely love for your Thanksgiving dinner. All right, I'm Barrett Black, 4th generation pit master here at the original Black's Barbecue, and we've got here a beautiful raw whole turkey. And like I mentioned earlier, we're going to figure out how to avoid all the pitfalls, all the things that tend to go wrong, because trust me, I've made all those mistakes. We have cooked hundreds of turkeys at one time before for feeding all kinds of people who want a whole turkey, but cooking one turkey in your one small at-home smoker is more of a challenge, I think, than what we're doing here, actually. And I've made all those mistakes, trust me. So where we're going to start is the size of the turkey. So anything over 15 pounds, in my opinion, you're going to get tougher, drier meat. It's going to be harder to fit and work into your smoker, and it's going to cook more unevenly. So a turkey between 10 and 15 pounds max is the sweet spot, I believe. I had a hard time finding one under 15 pounds in the grocery store, but I rooted around there. Almost got frostbite in my hands dealing with those frozen turkeys, but I found it. And this is a beautiful one here. There's all different types, whether they're pre-injected, pre-brined, or anything like that. Doesn't make a huge difference whether it's pre-brined or not, as far as whether or not how I'm gonna season it, but just make sure you understand what's been done to the turkey already when you're buying it. What we've got, just kind of, when I first get the whole turkey, I like to just take it out of the package, get all the juices strained out, and just get to know it, figure out what's going on where. Sadly, it looks like it came with a little bit of scar tissue here, or the skin got ripped open, so that's unfortunate, but you got to work with what you got. Fortunately, it is on the dark meat. It doesn't need as much protection as the white meat because it has more fat and juices in it naturally. So that's going to be okay. We're going to develop a little bit more bark in there. But where I like to start is just kind of, this thing's flopping around and stuff. I like to start with the wingtips. Of course, this is super thin. There's not really a whole lot of meat on there, but they are great for nibbling on. But they will overcook and just kind of mess up your breast meat here as well. And so what I like to do is just bend them back like this and just tuck it under and squeeze that joint still like that. So we got it just tucked under right there. So this thin, small piece of meat becomes one thicker piece of meat, and it leaves the breast meat nice and exposed for nice, even cooking. The next thing we got to do is get rid of some of this trussing material. This is plastic. You don't want to leave this on here while it's cooking. So you just slip that off. And as you can see, they squeeze it right in between these rib bones right here. And so I've sometimes struggled, like some people think you got to get a sharp knife in there and cut it. But really, if you just get your finger up under there and hook it, and bend it right in the middle, it unhooks just like that, and you're free to go. Don't forget what they stuff inside. They got the Giblets packet. So if you're making gravy or something like this, is a paper packet you would just rip open and pour into your gravy pan when you're ready to make gravy. And then the neck as well. This has been thawing in the refrigerator for a couple of days, but the middle is still a little bit frozen. So you just got to kind of wiggle it out of there. So we got the neck meat as well. So we'll go ahead and get that, put that aside for making gravy later. Got the insides cleared out. We got the wingtips tucked under. Now there's a lot of different directions we can go. There's some people, they're going to truss the legs. That's not something I like to do, where they tie the legs together. That's really, for me, it's just more for presentation. I like to keep the space between the legs and the breast open, so that way there's plenty of airflow, plenty of heat, and you render that skin even more, because the skin on here is one of the most flavorful parts. The other thing that the skin does for the turkey is it protects it. It keeps the turkey from drying out. It's a layer of fat, but it also keeps salt, flavor, seasoning, just development of flavor into the meat from happening. So a lot of people complain, and myself included, most turkey is dry, flavorless, especially the white meat. That's because all the seasoning is on top of the skin. So if you're not getting the skin in your bite, you're not having a great experience. This is a very gentle process. I like to use gloves just so my fingernails don't get caught on the skin or rip it, because we want to try to preserve the skin without making any holes or gashes as much as possible. And so it's just kind of a slow process of just kind of getting in there and peeling a little bit at a time. You can kind of feel the membrane. So I'm kind of getting here, hooking it and peeling back, and just keeping my elbow low, get that angle in there. And so we're gonna go about 3/4 of the way up the muscle here. And then to get this top part of the breast, we're gonna go in from the top through the neck to loosen that. So that way there's as little risk as possible of ripping and separating, actually breaking the skin. All right, now that we've got the skin separated from the breast meat, the thighs and the legs are a little bit more tricky. You're not gonna get the entire leg separated, but we're gonna do as much as we can without ripping because the skin's very tender and fragile right here. So we're just gonna do the best we can. And if it rips a little bit, that's okay. But just start kind of on the inside, opening up spaces to where salt can get on there, really season it, and slowly work our way to the outside of the leg. All right, now I'm gonna flip it over. And this skin's usually attached a lot more securely, so finding the entry point is always tough. See, here's I wasn't sure if I was gonna trim this off, this tail feather part. I'm gonna go ahead and trim that. It's gonna cook real quick, and this will be good for gravy. It's also gonna just allow us to get up under there to get seasoning on all this thigh meat as well. Because this isn't just the back, this is the leg, and you got beautiful thighs right here. That's gonna have a lot of flavor. It's one of my favorite parts. So I wanna make sure we get some salt in there. So now that I've cut that tail piece off, it allows me to get my thumb in there and just slowly separating the skin. So for seasoning, there's a lot of different directions you could go. I'm big on just salt and pepper. That's how we've been doing it for nearly 100 years. It's Central Texas style. That's a really great place to start, just to limit the variables if you're new to this, just to understand how the different things that you're adding affect the turkey. So we're just using table salt and black pepper. Really, I like coarse black pepper. This is what we use on all of our meats here at Original Black's Barbecue, just salt and pepper. And we use table salt. And the reason we're using that, because it's a really small crystal, it's gonna dissolve quickly into the meat and really deeply too. So you get flavorful meat from top to bottom. And so I get, a couple teaspoons in my hand, about like that. And then I'm just gonna place it inside of there, kind of in the middle, and I'm gonna rub it around. And just rub it until it kind of feels like a nice even texture all the way around, where it's not piled in one spot. Push it up towards the front up here, and then you can kind of see how it's kind of a sandy texture on top there. And it's just a nice, even coating of salt on there. The pepper is just gonna give you little hints of spice when you take a bite into it. I'm not worried about that too much. If you wanted to put some herbs under the skin, this would be a great time to do that too. Since if you're putting it up under the skin, those herbs are protected. I would never put herbs or, powders or anything on the outside, because it's gonna burn and just get dusty and, it's kind of stain the skin on the outside. But salt and pepper is, especially for a smoked turkey, because we're going for post-oak smoke, deeply flavorful turkey. That's all I'm using, salt and pepper. So the breast is real easy, just getting the nice even coat. It's nice, easy to reach. The thighs are a little bit more difficult. You just kind of open it up. We got a little pocket here. Just get some on your fingers here and just rub it in there. There's a lot of muscles, a lot of meat in here. And if you give this time to sit overnight in the refrigerator uncovered, it's gonna allow the skin to dry out a little bit and render a little bit more easily. And it's also gonna allow that salt to really dissolve, tenderize the meat a little bit, help it hold on to its natural moisture, and just have a lot of flavor. So we got our wings tucked, we got our skin tucked, and if things did rip and get a little loosey-goosey on you, you can get some toothpicks to kind of try to hold it in place as well. We were real careful, took our time. We got a nice, beautiful skin on this turkey now, and she's ready for the smoker. We got room on there for a turkey, Primo? No. No? Where am I gonna cook this turkey? Are you too busy for Veterans Day? We're actually probably gonna cook this one tomorrow. We got another turkey that we cook because it is Veterans Day here at the Original Black's Barbecue. We're feeding all vets and active military for free. We thank you so much for your service, not only you, but your families and your kids and everything. It's something that's a beautiful thing we love to do every year. So thank you to our veterans. So we're gonna go ahead and get this one in the cooler and let the skin tighten up. And we're gonna cook this one tomorrow, but let me get this one put away. We'll grab a turkey that we actually cooked yesterday just for you guys. Now look at this beautiful whole turkey that we smoked. It's got beautiful brown skin. You can see the little flecks of pepper underneath the skin, so you know all that meat's got a ton of flavor. I'm gonna go ahead and take out this wireless meat thermometer that just kept me from opening the lid too much and checking it too often. But I'm super excited to dig into this. We smoked this for about 3 hours at 250 degrees in this smoker that my grandfather built here at the Original Black's barbecue. And, you know, we looking at the skin color, but mainly the temperature. We wanted that breast meat at a minimum 160 degrees, because when you pull it off, it's gonna carry over cook and reach that 165. But if it gets to 165 or a little bit higher, because of all the things that we did, you should still have a nice juicy turkey. And so there's just so many ways to start attacking this. Carving a turkey is a whole nother beast. If you want to see and learn how I carve a turkey, a whole turkey for my family, comment below so we know what you're looking for and what you want. But I'm gonna go ahead and dig in here. I love the leg. I'm gonna save the other one for my son. He knew I was making this video and said, Dad, make sure you bring me home a leg. So I'm just ripping that joint a little bit and just cutting in between the bones. It's a little preview for your trimming video, but look at that, super juicy. It's tender. We got beautiful crispy skin as well. Cheers, y'all. Just the right amount of salt. It's fatty. There's all these memories of childhood from all the different Thanksgivings I've had. That's nostalgia on a bone right there, guys. Just wanna let you know, I'm super thankful for all of you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting, letting us know what you love about Original Black's barbecue. Thank you for everybody that's come, all the veterans that have come to let us celebrate you and honor you today as well. So we got a lot more coming for you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll keep this community going. Love you guys.